I always wanted to have some of those Tusken tents that we see in Attack of the Clones. I've got plenty of Tusken Raider figures. I thought it'd be great to make some tents. So I came up with an idea and I thought we'd try it out. So the first thing I did was take some shish kebab sticks, cut them in half, and boiled them. And I boiled them so I could bend them and get a good shape. After they boiled for a little while, I put them in a glass jar and bent them in the glass jar and left them like that for a day. And then after that day, I took them out and just put them in cold water, just to let them help retain that shape for quite a while. And then once I had that cold water, I laid them out and let them dry for quite a while. And once they were dried really well, I started gluing them together to kind of give that idea of how the tents go together on this. And you start with gluing two together, and then you start adding on, and sometimes it has fun and falls apart. But you end up with these nice little structures that you can put some tents on. And I really liked it. I thought it was a nice little shape. And you can see one of these has 6 poles and one has 5. There was a stick broken along the way, so we had to settle for 5 on one of my tents. Then to create the outside of the tent, I chose cheesecloth. It has a nice texture to it. It's really cheap and very pliable. And I just would cut parts and glue them on, literally glue them onto the sticks. And then, add some more until we get these little now white tents. Obviously, we want something a little bit more than that. So, but you can see it has a good shape to it. So here's my end result. I've got these 2 Tusken tents I made. I pretty much put these together over a weekend, although I get busy with the 2 kids and things going on that sometimes it's been a lot longer than that since I started these. But for the most part, I probably could have finished these over a weekend. And that's every step of the way, with taking the sticks, cutting them up, and boiling them and bending them and then gluing on the cheesecloth. That was probably the longest process, is just waiting for the cheesecloth and the glue to dry so that I knew it would work. But, then I painted them. And when I painted them, I gave them once over of this right here, just a paint I had. I think I used it for some of my Tatooine stuff before. Down to Earth. I don't know if that's the title, but I just picked like a sand color and started with that. And then I took brushes and I did a little bit of dry brushing. And I think I used a black, a dark brown, an umber, various colors I thought would work, and just kind of put little streaks. I especially put like black streaks kind of right along with the rods. I figured that's where the weathering would be, is a lot right there, and then going in. And you can see it the weathering looks pretty good. And the only problem is you can kind of see through them. And I'm sure when I get them in a diorama, it'll be a little bit better, I'm hoping. But ultimately, I think they came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy. This one only has one less stick, just because a couple of sticks broke when I was making them. I didn't feel like boiling anymore, so I just went with that. But I was like, it doesn't matter. Everybody have different tents and stuff like that. But to me, it gives the right idea. And you can put a figure in here. This is, it's not quite the right Tusken. These would be these Tuskens used a different kind of tent in Book of Boba Fett, but these are more of the tents from Attack of the Clones. But you can see it's about the right size. I mean, they might be a little bit small, but for a diorama, I'm not going to put stuff inside of them. They're more for a background effect type of idea. I like them. I think they turned out pretty cool. And, you could even put Anakin over on the side, like cutting a hole in one or something like that. But I thought they turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with them. So these are my cheaply made Tusken tents with a couple shish kebab sticks and some cheesecloth and some paint. That's about it. So there you go if you want to try this at home.